Hi, my loves. How are we doing? All right. I'm just coming in for a general read. We know the drill. Even though this is very general, if this doesn't apply to you, sit right with you. You don't want to hear what I have to say. That is okay. I will be back some other time. What is going on for this beautiful collective? So I got the Eight of Pentacles and then the Queen of Cups in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, I got the Page of Pentacles. Here's the thing. You're being guided right now to rest and pause. You need to reevaluate your decisions right now. At least you're being called right now to reevaluate your progress or what you're working on right now. I think you're in this mind frame right now. You're about to change. You feel like you're changing your mind on something, or you're about to change your mind on something. I feel like something has shifted in you within the last few days. I feel like with that Queen of Cups in reverse, this has a lot to do with your emotional maturity, how much you've progressed. I think that you've been working on yourself a lot. I think that you have been trying to work on your Queen of Cups energy as far as opening up and being more nurturing, and I guess have that, that's my lover girl. Like, gender doesn't matter when I say that, I'm sorry, but that's like, your lover era. And I feel like you haven't been in quite some time, and you've been working on that. Hence, I feel like for some of you, I could be talking that is single, or you're just having a hard time like getting yourself out there or opening up to people. There is something about that Queen of Cups and reverse energy you've been struggling at. You've been fixated on working on that version of you for a long time, and now you're being guided to pause. You're like, hold up, because now I think what is going on is you're kind of doing is this what I really want? Is what I'm working on as far as my matters of the heart, is this going to work out in the end? I think you're doing is this something I really want? Hold on. You're putting a big pause on everything. You haven't made a decision yet, which is great, but you feel called to pause. What else is going on? Okay, Six of Wands, and yeah, there's the Five of Swords right there. One second. You know what's funny is I picked up my Alice in Wonderland deck. Now this deck, it's a little bit like darker and, a little bit more gothic, aesthetic to it. For some reason, I keep picking up, if the trend, the white rabbit, that stupid white rabbit got me. And I feel like it has something to do with that. I feel like this collective, you could have dealt with pain and defeat and endings a lot when it comes to matters of the heart. Now, when I say that, it doesn't always have to apply to love. It could apply to friendships, your coworkers, your family, etc. Right? But I think something recently has triggered you, and that's why you're being told to, or being called to be on pause right now. And I feel like for some of you, because I'm staring at like this roses could be significant, but I feel like in this case right here with this trigger, there was a love offer that could have possibly been made, or some form of offer. It doesn't have to be love, I guess. And it did not go according to plan. I feel like it got shot down really quick. And now you're reevaluating your entire way almost on how, what you attracted emotionally. I think you're kind of reevaluating a lot right now. Again, you're putting your work as far as your own emotional progress on pause, and that's completely fine. But I think what you're really reflecting on is maybe on that white rabbit scenario, or even this scenario that's going on. Maybe you are trying to navigate relationships right now where you're trying not to make very emotional decisions or not trying to be naive. And I think that, again, you got triggered, but I'm hearing you passed. Maybe somebody ghosted you. Maybe somebody said something that kind of rubbed you the wrong way, or was given off like a red flag, or something that gave you the ick. Either two things. Either you pulled your energy back or you stood your ground. One or two things. But I think there's nothing wrong actually with the way you're kind of evaluating your emotional progress. There's nothing wrong with that. I think what's coming out of your shell, that skin layer, that snake skin, because this is the year of the snake. Layers are being shedded right now. And I think that you're taking this snake skin as this person or this situation that tried to fool you or gave you the ick. No, it's you, babe. You're not as naive. You're not as gullible. You're not in your lover era. And that's not a bad thing, but you know how to stand your ground. And instead of looking at this as you know, I'm in a lot of ways, I think you're embodying your Queen of Swords era right now, and that's completely okay. Yeah, the moon at the bottom of the deck, I think you kind of suppress that part in about yourself, because I'm kind of hearing, not that you're not a nice person, but you, excuse my French, I feel like this collective, you know how to be a raging, and good for you. You always clearly, when it comes to, again, matters of the heart, dealt with literally nonsense. Maybe empty promises is kind of more what I'm getting right here. You've always dealt with false hope. I think what is being, the reason you're being called to pause is because you're not supposed to rely on false hope or false promises, or, you know, you're sharpening up. And that, this is beautiful. But I think you're looking at this as like, you know, maybe I'm not ready to date, or maybe I'm the problem, or maybe, no, you did the right thing. Eight of Pentacles. Death. Transformations. Exactly what I've been talking about. Four of Swords, that's what I'm saying. This is not a situation you're kind of meant to be in your head about. Like I said, I'm hearing several, you could have went through a breakup, or you were just talking to somebody. This could be your own family, whatever the case is. Something to do with something to do that you tend to get emotionally attached to, you finally backed off from. You are recognizing this isn't what you want. Just because somebody, you know, for example, either gave you attention or validated your feelings at one point does not mean you got to give them the whole bouquet. Because whatever situation you dealt with was the bare minimum, you didn't accept that. And I think you're taking this as maybe I'm being too harsh, or maybe I'm the problem, or maybe I'm just become mean and evil. No. You're transforming. That snake is finally shedding off of you. I want that Queen of Swords to whip right out. Temperance. That's where I'm saying you passed. What's coming next for you? Because something is like you did the right thing. What's coming next for this beautiful collective? The Chariot. Ace of Swords. You're leaving the materialistic world behind. And what I mean by that is, from this point moving forward, you're no longer putting up with this behavior anymore. Embrace it. With the Temperance over here, you're meant to embrace it, not fear from it. What is happening is your shadow is coming out, but it's not a bad thing. I think that the reason it's free, I kind of feel like you're getting freaked out by your own energy a little bit. It's like, why did I do that? Was I in the wrong again? Was I too harsh? Blah, blah, blah. No, that's where I'm saying, I think you're who you really are. You have that perfect balance between Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords energy. And I think that when it comes to decisions in life in general, you've always led with emotion. Why? Because you're an empathic person. And with that Ace of Swords, that's where I'm saying, like, that sharp sword, you're sharpening up. Logically, that's the bare minimum. This is not what I want. Yes, they're cute. Yes, they're nice. They could be a good person, whatever the reason is, but this is not enough, and that is okay. If you're too much, if they think you're too much, they could go find less. That's why you're pausing, because you're coming there, and I think it's freaking you out, like, because the old you would be, no, we got to accept certain behaviors. You're not in that phase anymore. You have sharpened up a lot. And if this is more about love for you, you got love coming in with the Chariot. Somebody and something is coming in, literally choosing you, and you're not going to see it coming. You're going to win out of this. The Fool, there's your new journey. You're about to embark on a new journey. And for a lot, and I'm hearing I choose you, for whatever that means for you in this ring. You're going to have somebody or somebody's or something say, I choose you. Because why? You're attracting in people and things also who are exactly like you, who don't take shit from other people. You are what you attract. Three of Cups and then the Hermit right there. This is something to get excited about. This is, and I understand in a lot of ways, like, and the only thing they're advising you is get through this trigger. Don't hold on to it forever. Understand this is to sharpen you and structure you when it comes to your future relationships. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing amazing, sweet.